Welcome to the Traore. From the heart of Africa comes a story that feels larger than life, yet it is very real. It is the story of a young man who walked the dusty roads of his homeland, wore the uniform of a soldier, and eventually rose to become a leader who captured the imagination of millions. This is the journey of Ibrahim Traoré, a soldier whose courage, humility, and love for his people transformed him into a symbol of hope. Every great leader begins as an ordinary person. Ibrahim was not born with power in his hands or privilege by his side. He was born in the soil of Burkina Faso, a country known for its resilience, its vibrant traditions, and the unbreakable spirit of its people. Like many children of Africa, he grew up surrounded by challenges. Poverty was never far away, and the struggles of daily life were real. Yet in those struggles, Ibrahim discovered something powerful: the values of discipline, sacrifice, and compassion. As a young boy, he often looked at his community with empathy. He saw mothers carrying the weight of hardship, fathers working tirelessly to provide, and children dreaming of a future that seemed distant. These images did not make him bitter, they made him determined. He chose to dedicate himself to a path where he could serve, the path of a soldier. Wearing the soldier's uniform was not about power for him, it was about service. Every stitch of that uniform carried responsibility. Every morning when he woke up and wore it, he reminded himself that he represented something greater than himself. He represented the pride of Burkina Faso, the hopes of its people, and the strength of its youth. In the training grounds, Ibrahim was not the loudest voice. He was not the one constantly seeking attention. Instead, he was the steady one, disciplined, observant, and deeply committed to his mission. Fellow soldiers respected him not only because of his bravery, but because of his humanity. He listened to them, encouraged them, and shared with them the belief that a soldier's duty was not only to fight, but to protect. But destiny often has plans for those who serve with pure intentions. In the midst of challenges that threatened the peace of his country, Ibrahim's leadership began to shine. People noticed that he was not afraid to stand up for what was right. He was not afraid to speak for those who had no voice. He did not see himself as above the people, but as one of them. And then, almost like a chapter written by fate, Ibrahim Traoré rose from being a soldier in the ranks to becoming a leader of his nation. It was not ambition that drove him, but a calling. The people saw in him what they longed for: honesty, courage, and compassion. At a time when many felt forgotten, he reminded them that their voices mattered, that their lives mattered, and that their dreams were worth fighting for. When Ibrahim became the leader of Burkina Faso, the world took notice. But what truly mattered was not the attention of the outside world. It was the love of his people. They saw in him a son of the soil, someone who had walked the same roads, breathed the same air, and lived the same struggles. He did not come from palaces or from privilege. He came from among them, and that made him different. What makes his journey even more powerful is the way he treats people. Stories spread of his humility, his kindness, and his deep respect for ordinary citizens. He did not lock himself away behind walls of power. Instead, he remained close to his people, shaking their hands, listening to their concerns, and sharing their dreams. Mothers who once worried about their children saw in him a protector. Fathers who worked tirelessly saw in him a leader who understood their sacrifices. And children, those who once looked to the sky with uncertain futures, began to see hope in his example. One of Ibrahim's greatest strengths is his ability to connect with the youth. He is young himself, and he understands the frustrations and the energy of a new generation. He speaks their language, not just with words, but with action. He inspires them to believe that change is possible, that Africa's future is not something to be feared, but something to be built with courage and determination. Beyond politics, beyond titles, Ibrahim Traoré represents something timeless: the idea that leadership is service, not privilege. He reminds the world that true leaders are not those who demand respect, but those who earn it through humility and sacrifice. He shows that strength is not measured only on the battlefield, but in the ability to care for the weak, to comfort the poor, and to lift up the forgotten. Everywhere he goes, crowds gather, but these are not crowds drawn by fear or force. They are crowds drawn by love. You can see it in the smiles of women carrying their babies, in the eyes of old men who nod with respect, and in the cheers of the young who see their own reflection in him. The people do not simply follow him, they embrace him because they know his heart beats with theirs. In the story of Ibrahim Traoré, we are reminded of something powerful, that no matter how humble your beginnings, no matter how difficult your path, if you lead with love and serve with courage, you can rise beyond imagination. His journey from soldier to leader is not just about politics or power. It is about humanity. It is about the belief that even in the darkest times, hope can be born through ordinary people who choose to live extraordinary lives. For the world, he may be a headline, a young leader in a time of uncertainty. But for the people of Burkina Faso, and for millions who watch from afar, he is something more. He is a brother, a son, a protector, and a symbol of what leadership can truly mean. The story of Ibrahim Traoré is still being written. His journey is far from over. But already he has shown us that true greatness is not found in titles or in power, but in the ability to touch hearts, to inspire minds, and to ignite hope in the lives of others. From the dusty roads of his childhood to the highest office in his country, he carries the same values: humility, compassion, and courage. And as long as those values guide him, his journey will continue to inspire generations to come. This is more than a story about a soldier becoming a leader. It is the story of hope, of resilience, and of love. It is the story of Ibrahim Traoré, the soldier who became a leader, not for himself, but for his people, for his nation, and for the dream of a better tomorrow. Don't let this story end here. Subscribe for more, like this video, and share it, because every voice matters.